Hello everyone, and in this video I would like to talk about a website that I have been developing for potentially offering relief for COVID-19 specifically in India. So this video has been made on the 23rd of May, and during this time one of the biggest problems that we face particularly in India is the second wave of COVID. For this reason I have been trying to produce this web application based on Django to help voluntary organizations working in India to help with their organization when dealing with volunteers and help requests. So with this, you can create a database of requests and offers for help, and also you can notify people through email when a particular offer for a help or request or even an offer for help has been submitted. So in this video, I'm just going to go through some of the basic features of this app so that you have an idea of what this app can do, and also talk about some of the customizations that are possible in case you find this app might be useful but you would like changes in the app as well. So this app I have this running on my own personal computer, so this is not hosted on a website. This has been hosted on a website, I'll show you, but it's on a very testing stage only. So coming back here, this is the home page of the application. So as you can see, this is the link, which is my own local computer, and this page shows you that this is the home page which lists out all the states in India, right? I do believe I've missed out one or two states such as Telangana, but that can be added, that's not a problem. So within this you can click on a particular state and find out if there are any requests or offers for help. To get started, you can click on either one of these buttons, which means request help or offer help. So if you are requesting help, which can be of any nature, you can click on this request help button. So here you just have to fill out a short form. For example, I can fill out a form where you just have to fill out your name and a few required details. So there are some required fields and there are some optional fields. So I'll talk about the required fields. The required fields, as I said, I'll just put in some main thing. This is, are you offering help or are you requesting help? Since this is a request for help, I will leave this unchecked, and let me go and put this as Delhi. I'll also put the city as Delhi, and for mobile number I'll just fill in some random digits. Now the question is, what do you need help with? Here in this case there are several options. For example, you could be asking help with medicines, with hospital, with oxygen, with food, ambulance, or even with blood, or maybe you need financial help. If you have other types of help needed, that can be clicked another. So let's say, for example, it is oxygen, and here you can just write a description of what it is you want. For example, need oxygen, and you can maybe write something else also. I'll just put in some details such as this. Here the address, you can fill in the address of the request, exactly provide some details as to where it is. So I'll just write city Delhi, but you can put in some locality also if you say maybe some locality, right? So these are details which will appear once you submit the request. So for example, then again you can put the start date and the end date. So here in this case, for example, I can say the start date is today and the end date is, let's say, a week from now. So I'll just put it, let's say, 30th. So this is of this month, starting from today till the end of the month. The email, Twitter, and these are completely optional fields. The donation link will not appear if you are not logged in. So for example, I will show you this very soon, that if you are submitting this form as a regular user, you will not receive some of these links. Some of these are for volunteers only. So for example, you can put in some email, xyz@gmail.com, and a Twitter of XYZ, and you can just submit it. Like I said, these are optional fields, so you don't have to submit it. So once you submit it, you will see, if I go to the main page and I look at Delhi, you will see that you now have a test user. That is, this request that I submitted has now been appearing on the home page. Most importantly, whenever a request is submitted, you also get an automatic email notification on a website. That is, it says that this particular test user in this city and this state needs help with something like oxygen. And it gives you a request. It tells the request to whoever is the volunteer, like it could be a voluntary organization. It will receive this email saying that this help request has been submitted. This is how you can check out the help request, and these are the details. So for example, this is the state, the city, what is the type of the help he wants, and some of the description and the address. So this can now be edited by any user. So for example, if I click on this, it'll give me this help form, right? And this help form tells me what exactly is needed. So here, for example, as a user, if you're a voluntary organization, you can verify these details by either calling the mobile number, or if there's like a Twitter account or an email, you can either contact the person through Twitter, or you can send the person an email, whichever is you want. Once you verify it, you can click on the verify button, in which case it will appear on the website for everyone to view. Only verified links will appear for everyone to view, because it's important that somebody must verify every request before it appears for the general public. Optionally, you can also add emails of volunteers so that they will be notified of this particular request. So for example, if you feel that in a particular state, a particular voluntary organization has designated volunteers who are helping out with this particular requirement, in that case, you can add that person's email and the person will receive an email. So for example, if I just write Python Power Electronics @gmail.com and submit it, this will now give me another email. This is a notification email that this particular help request has been submitted. So in this case, I'm giving my own email, but you can provide any email, right? So for example, you can provide several emails, and all those users or volunteers will be notified by an email notification such as this, that such a request has been submitted. And those people can then follow it up using all these details of mobile number or Twitter or email, whichever is possible. Also, additionally, the address is also provided, so that person can actually go physically to the address and help the person. Besides this, once you verify it, so for example, I will just log out, and if you go and look, there is no request. And the reason why there is no request is because that request has not yet been verified. So let me just refresh it. This is the login page for this website. So for example, if I were to click on this, it will show me the request, but I cannot edit it until I am logged in. So for that, all I have to do is log into this. So this is a login which I've created just for now. And once you log in, you can now go and click on this button or this link and open the link, or rather this request, with all details. So you can edit it. Most importantly, a volunteer, once he verifies this request, can click on this verify checkbox, which means that this is a verified request. It is a genuine request. So once you click on this genuine request and submit it, again, there will be another email notification. But most importantly, if I log out again and I go to Delhi, now this request appears. The reason is because it has been verified. Once a request has been verified, it will appear on this website. Not only will it appear on this website, you will also notify all the volunteers that are connected with this kind of requests that such a request has been submitted, and they can then go and follow it up. Either they can contact the person who needs help, or they can physically go to that person and help them out. Now, most importantly, besides this site is also customizable. So for example, what that means is that in case we have the states, so for example, I will just log in again. So I have all these states, and these are the states in India. However, if you're a voluntary organization that is not dealing with the entire country, but rather just a city, in that case, it is possible that you can just wipe out this database. So I'm just going to delete everything. And it will just ask me to confirm. I'm just confirming. I'm just wiping out my database. And if I come over here again, you will find that there is nothing. But what is important is I can configure this. So for example, there is a folder called data in which there is a list of states. So these are all the states. All I have to do, let's say, is I delete it. Let's say, for example, you're a voluntary organization and you are dealing with, let's say, a particular city. Now, I am from the city of Mumbai and therefore I know some of the localities in Mumbai. So I'm just going to write it down. So for example, let's say Andheri, which is a locality. And let's say there is Thane, which is another locality. Let's say, for example, we also have Borivali, and there is Dombivli, and there is Kalyan, and there are many more. I can keep going, so I can say Vakola, and many more. So let's say, for example, you're a voluntary organization that is dealing with a particular city and you would like to know the request, that is the request for help or the offers for help from the different localities within the city. That is also possible. All you have to do is go back to your site and visit this particular link, populate DB. This will populate the database. So now if I go back and I delete it and go back to the home page, I now see that now my classification is with respect to the localities in the city. So now I can create offers. For example, I can offer help, right? Before I go, let me log out so that I'm logging in. Any user can submit an offer or request offer. Only registered volunteers who log into the site can verify or add the emails of volunteers who need to be contacted for a particular offer or a request. So for example, I'm going to click an offer, and since it is an offer, you see that the help required checkbox has been filled. Now I'm just going to write again test user, and I'll just put test user 2, and let's say the state is, let's say the help is in Borivali, and city could be, I don't know, near LI. I know that there is an LIC colony, so I'm just going to put LIC colony. And mobile number can be just the same, it's just a test mobile number, and the request could be, maybe the help could be with food, because there are many people who are offering food to those who are quarantined at home and cannot have access to food. So for example, you can just say which food available, and you can say, I'll just put some other requirement just so that they show up in the email, and you can say address anywhere in Borivali. Or you can even say, or I would say Kandivali, you can say, which is next to Borivali. And I'll just put some random text just for it. And you can just say the start date could be, let's say, for 2 weeks. You are willing to offer this service for 2 weeks. So for example, I will just say that this is from this month until next month. Now this error is because the end date is before the start date. So you must correct this. And let's say this is for until the first week of June. So for 2 weeks, you are offering this help to anybody who is stuck at home, quarantined, offering food, cooked food for them. Now you can again provide an email and a Twitter so that they can contact you either through email or Twitter or through your mobile, and submit it. And once again, you will receive an email saying that this particular user near LIC colony Borivali offers food, right? So once again, I must be logged in. For example, if I click on this, I will see this page. You can view it, but you see it is not verified, right? So therefore, you do not know this is a verified request. Only a volunteer can call this number or email the person or contact them on Twitter and verify that this is a genuine request before posting it. And the way to do that is that all volunteers will have an email and a password with which they can log into the site, And once they are logged into the site, they can click on this link, which helps them to edit it. So for example, if you are a volunteer, let's say this is a volunteer, and you receive this email, but you are not in a position to verify this request, you can put another volunteer. I'm just putting my own email, but you can actually put any emails. So you can actually put any email separated by commas and submit it. So for example, you'll see that there is another email. This email is again, I'm notifying another volunteer that this request has been submitted. Can he verify it, please? And of course, when you click on it, you will get the same link. All volunteers will have this ability to verify and add other volunteers to it. So for example, once I verify it and I submit it, now this will appear on the main website. So for example, if I log out and I go to Borivali, I will see that I get this particular help request. So this is an offer for help. So for example, if you see test user 2 has submitted this on so and so date, these are his contact details, this is the state. Of course, this is understandable, this can be customized. So you can say city, locality, that's always possible. And the help offered, that this is help offered, not help needed. This is help offered, and you can also see here offers food. So this is help offered, the time between which this help is offered, that is so and so date, and the description, that is veg food available, and this is the particular description, and this is the address, that is anywhere in Borivali or the next locality, which is Kandivali. And finally, there is a verified tag. This is a verified request, and therefore, since it is a verified request, anybody who needs help can now contact this person, or even a volunteer can contact this person. So this is what this website is all about. Again, I am trying to build in some more features into it. For example, I'm trying to scrape Twitter, I'm trying to scrape social media, or even other websites which also list help. The idea is that any voluntary organization can use this to be able to notify volunteers automatically rather than calling or messaging people. This helps to automate the requests and offer requests, or rather requests for help or offers for help that are being received on social media currently. So once again, if you are interested in using something like this, please do let me know, and I will be happy to help you out with either customizing it for your requirements or potentially deploying it wherever you need to. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be happy to answer any other doubts that you may have with respect to this app.